pointed out to me, and he makes a very good point, which is what's great about this show, is that you can point out things to me, and I will take it in, and I will make an analysis of it, and then I will come back to you, maybe stick to my point, or say, you know what, you have a great point. And Lopan does have a great point. I was speaking about how Roger Goodell basically might be out of the NFL, because he's messing with the big dogs. He's messing with, Robert Kraft, and messing with Jerry Jones as far as like suspending players and everything. So Lopan said, look at the big picture. Look at the big picture. And he broke it down for me. And the first thing he was saying was that Roger Goodell is the guy, not necessarily that falls on the sword, but he is the guy that takes all the bullets for the owners. So Lopan made a very good point, with that. Because if no one, when all this stuff is going on with players, no one is ever mad at an owner. I don't think I've yet to really come across anyone just hot at an owner. They're always mad at Roger Goodell. So he's the guy that's taking the bullets and taking the heat. And he in that kitchen and he ain't sweating a bit. He's just like, yo, keep shooting. Keep shooting. It's real cool in here. It's not hot. That takes a lot of heat off any of the owners getting the finger pointed at them, getting the blame pointed at them, impacting anything that's going on with them. So I said, Lopan, you got a good point there. That's number one is really good. Then Lopan went even further. He decided he's going to, give me point number 2, which makes a lot of sense here. All this stuff, we just talked about it. All this stuff with protests, with concussions, with domestic violence, with everything that's going on that's in the NFL, people are still watching football. People are still excited for football. People are still setting these fantasy football drafts and all this stuff because they enjoy watching football. So Lopan's last point was that if everyone is still watching football, guess what? Cha-ching. Yeah. His third point was they're making money. And if there's one thing that an owner enjoyed more than anything, it's show me the money! Showing them the money. So those 3 points right there, I said, Lopan, you have a very, very strong argument there. And I cannot argue with you about that. So I'm going to have to change my view on it. So Lopan, you were right in this, maybe this one time ever. Indeed. But you were right. So yeah, he's going to get an extension. He's going to get his money. He's going to continue to rule with that iron fist. He has won the last CBA. They got another one coming up where they're saying they're expecting a lockout, but can the owners, aka, Goodell's boy, win another CBA, sit down, if you will? He's not going anywhere. Roger Goodell ain't going anywhere. Especially making $35 million. He ain't trying to go nowhere. Where he gonna go that's gonna pay him $35 million? Huh? Where he gonna go? There ain't no job waiting. No other franchise. No. 35? Yeah. He ain't going nowhere. He gonna do whatever them owners want. And yes, he ruffled some feathers and he ruffled some big bird feathers, with Robert Kraft and Jerry Jones. But at the end of the day, Robert can be like, look, I won a championship and I still got my money. We ain't tight like we used to, but I'm good. So, Roger Goodell, he'll be here. So, folks, if you don't like him or if you hate him, you probably going to hate him for another 5 years. He's not going, anywhere because he's making folks money. And that's one thing. Winning and money, almost solves everything. I won't say solves everything, but almost solves everything, So, I think we'll take a break. We'll take another break. We'll come back after the break, and we'll get into a study done by some smart people about NFL fans, and then we'll get into my NFC East reviews as well, and a little MMA. So, without further ado, I'll come back here in just a moment, and we'll get into that. So, chill out.
All music artists, lend me your ear. Looking for that hot beat to make your next hit? Go to FaroJaroMusic.com. Tired of paying for overpriced studio time for mediocre beats? Go to FaroJaroMusic.com. FaroJaroMusic.com offers industry-quality hip-hop, trap, R&B, and pop beats that will take your creativity to the next level. We know it's hard to find dope beats out there, so don't waste any more time searching YouTube or whack beat-selling websites. Go to FaroJaroMusic.com today to cop the beat for your next hit. Mixing and mastering services available too. Once again, go to FaroJaroMusic.com. That's FaroJaroO Music.com for the hottest beats in the game.
This is #1 Chief Rocker Jersey Vern on a Recap Monday doing his recap show. We're going to talk about sports, entertainment. We're going to have call interviews, on the spot calls. This is just a show that will bring nothing but passion and joy and understanding to all the listeners on the Two Live Stews radio platform. The #1 Chief Rocker Jersey Vern.
This is Key C from the
Kicking It With Key C show.
On the newly rebranded Two Live Stews Radio Network. We will continue to bring you the hottest, most interesting guests and commentary in the areas of social, politics, culture, music, and more. Continue to tune in.
Let's go, give it to you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Vince Wright, the sports governor, and you know me from the Sports Done Right show. But when I'm not doing Sports Done Right, I'm in the executive mansion chilling with the Wait a Minute show. That's right, Jelani, Lopan, indeed. Keep it tuned here, y'all. The Wait a Minute show. My name is Vince Wright, and I approve this message.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again from the commercial break. You are listening to your man, Jelani JB Bodie of this thing called
It's the Wait a Minute show.
And my man Lopan, who is also in here as well. Lopan, tell him what's up.
Indeed.
So, we are going to finish this episode or, this tonight's show with a little bit of boxing. And then we'll get back into football. Or not boxing, but MMA. Well, boxing and MMA. So we'll do both. John Jones is in the news. John Bone Jones. So now there's this report, and we're still waiting on, the everything that's going to be final. So I'm not going to really, give my ultimate opinion or feedback because there's still other parts that need to be played out. But the thing is, though, is that John Jones is in the news again. They basically saying he failed a test using steroids, or he possibly failed a test, using steroids. So if this is the case, they don't know yet. There's been no stripping of his championship belt or anything of the matter. But the reason I bring it up right now, because I'm waiting for what the final verdict is going to be, on this, because if nothing happened, then we keep going on, and then we start talking about him taking on Brock Lesnar. Is that a good look? Or, I don't know how he's going to put on that many pounds to be a heavyweight, but that would be a fight that I wouldn't mind, seeing. But as far as right now, if he is found guilty of this and they stripped him up, and they do strip him of his title, what does this mean for John Jones? Does it mean he's back to, maybe certain things in his life that he was trying to avoid? I don't know. I'm not going to go there and say that just yet. But also, what does this mean for Cormier? Because now, if John title is taken from him and it's given back to Cormier, maybe they just open it up, and people, fight for it again. But I think it would go back to Cormier. What does this do for his psyche? What does this do for his, his career? I think the only person he's lost to, maybe he lost one other person, but John Jones has been the person that's always been a thorn, in his butt. And to get the title the first time because he got suspended and then you won it, people were saying that you're not the real champ. And then to get beat by him, and then if he gets hit for another pop, or penalty, if you will, and then they give you the title back, would you even want the title if you Cormier? Would you even want to do a rematch at that point? Do we even want to see that? Because he beat him both times. So are we really going to think that maybe the third time will be the charm? I don't know. I'm just asking questions here. I'm pointing out stuff that I'm wanting other people to think about, But it just doesn't stop, unfortunately, for John Jones. It's always something going on that when it goes down, his name is included in it. And the brother seems like he seems to be, and again, I'm watching from very far away. He's at work, ladies and gentlemen, just like a lot of us. If you're at work, you're not the same person when you're not at work, but to a certain degree. But he seems like a dude that got a, kind heart and everything. He just, makes some mistakes and they're costly mistakes. But if he gets popped this time, and the first one was about, what was it? It was about like a enhancement pill or something like that popped up. So it really wasn't that, but it's just like, bro, you got to be more careful. Because they're watching you. They definitely watching you now. And then this one, I think it might carry a 2-year ban. He was banned for 1 year. This the second time, maybe a 2-year. John Jones is a bad boy. Don't get me wrong. But this doesn't look good if he gets stripped of this title. Because it seems like people will always talk about him as, being this ultimate talent. And then they always say, but. And I hate that. I hate that you talk about someone in a good light and then you say, but. And you ruin everything that you just said great about them by saying, but. Shouts out to my man, Big L, who's in the building as well. Rough Buff is also in here. Big L is saying drugs help out. Maybe. Rick James said cocaine is a hell of a drug. And John Jones didn't do cocaine. I'm not saying he did cocaine or anything like that. He was on drugs before, but I'm talking about now. So I'm not trying to catch a armbar lock or whatever it is that he does to folks, to me, talking out of pocket. Because Lopan ain't going to help me and nobody else can help me if John Bone Jones jumps on me.
Indeed.
Thank you, Lopan. So, but this whole thing with John Jones, man, it just seems like it's always something that's following him. He can't shake it. He can't shake it. Poor Cormier, man. What am I talking about, poor Cormier? I take that back. Look, the man lost, all right? Look, we all have taken L's that we didn't want to take or that was,